Um, I feel like we had plays to be made, and we just weren't able to make those plays and execute to the fullest of our capability. So I think that came back to bite us in the butt. So.
Particularly in that first half where you had a couple of red zone opportunities. How difficult was that to get a field goal in one that you got stuck with things? How difficult was that to not get the points?
Yeah, every time we hit the red zone, the goal is to get points out of it, um, and we weren't able to do that today. So it's something we need to continue to work on, and it's definitely something we need to be able to win games. So.
Those execution issues at a high level again. I guess do y'all start pressing a little bit to kind of try to fix it defensively?
Oh, for sure. Like we'd be stupid if we hadn't tried fixing them yet, and so um, definitely things that we're struggling with. We were continuing to work on them, continually trying to find ways to fix those problems, so that we can come out and compete and win games. So.
It seemed like the momentum kind of changed a little bit there when you guys pulled within four. What kind of happened where that got away from the ball? Kind of
Yeah. I don't know. It's we're all out there. Saw a fight from the offense, saw a fight from the defense. We're all putting in effort, and it's not like we're out there giving up. And so it's hard. It's hard when you go down by that big. Um, but I will say that I did see fight, and guys were still continue to just try to do their job and execute to the best of their abilities. So.
Are you guys as an offensive line taking it personally when you play past it, pitch it and run, and things like that? You lay on the field?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like that's our job is to keep him clean, keep him healthy, um, open up holes for him and when he needs to run it, open up holes for our backs when they need to run it. And so, when that's our job, definitely it hurts. Definitely hurts seeing him laying on the field hurt and taking all those blows. So.
Brooks, was there anything they did, TCU, differently than what y'all weren't expecting? The first couple of possessions, you stopped them really well, and then they just didn't seem like you could slow them down.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take any credit away from TCU and the hard work that they put in, but I think at the end of the day, at every play that they had a big play or a momentum swing, it was something that we didn't do that we had practiced, and we just have to get better with the execution part. And there's things we saw in practice, things we did in practice, and we just got to bring it over on Saturdays.
Brooks, is it a consistency thing? Because I mean, obviously, you get a big fourth down stop, and then the next time y'all miss a tackle and the back goes for a touchdown. I mean, how do you find that consistency?
That just goes back with through the week. You got to prepare. Like I think everyone needs to take a step back and look at themselves and be like, "Hey, is it me?" I know I had to do that at some point this season, and maybe I need to do it again. And take a step back, see, am I the problem? You know, look at the film, see what's going on, and then at the same time with the consistency thing, like we haven't strung a lot of good series together, and momentum's a huge thing, and I feel like we just haven't felt momentum in such a long time, and as a team and as a defense, we got to get that back, and get a little bit of swagger with it, and yeah.
The way that the game started, offense scored, y'all stopped them a couple times. Were y'all feeling good then? I mean, were you feeling like this is kind of your game, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I was feeling good. I feel like the team was feeling good throughout the first half, throughout the second half. I think, back to some of the execution things that we just did not perform the way we were supposed to. That chips away, but I just think you got to look at you and have some pride in yourself, have some pride in your team, and just finish the game no matter how it's going. You never know. There's always plays in the game you talk about, but you never know which play it's going to be, and so you got to play every play like it's that play.
Brooks is Peyton Jenkins is kind of a magnet for the football.
Yeah, he is. I love being on the same defense with him, and the energy he brings is just he's fun to play with. Right. I think I know the first big touchdown he had was just missed execution by us. We didn't identify the play, the formation pre-snap, and that's what allowed the touchdown to happen. Really.
It's good to see you guys. Disappointed, frustrated, upset. I thought that to start the game there was some good focus and energy. I thought that offensively we were able to move the ball some. I thought defensively there was some composure and consistency in stopping the run, and I think that has been an issue. And I thought in the interior run we were able to really hone in on it and stop it. And I thought once the third downs started to hit us, and typically you get to third and 10 plus, it's advantage for the defense, and it was completely the opposite in this game. And I think that's really kind of the story of the game. And our inability to stop them on third down just opened up a bunch of problems for us. And it's very hurtful. Take any questions you guys got.
They don't even hit on it. They don't end up punting. Missed tackles, receivers running over. Should those kind of mistakes be happening early in games like this?
No, they shouldn't be. There was one big gain that was a cover two, and it was an 8-yard stop by a receiver, and that shouldn't be happening. The other was a 2-man, and 4 was pushing past 3, and so 3 was the new 4, and our eyes lost it, and so a lot of those are just inexcusable, and it's hard to look at, and it's hard to walk away from.
Can you talk about what's going through your mind and the sidelines mind? Y'all want to talk about something about something y'all can't cash in?
Yeah, I thought that I thought that the ability to move the ball in the middle of the field or through the middle of the field was really kind of contingent on the run game, and I thought that that continued to improve from last week to this week, and I think the urgency to score or the urgency to get points down there really came down to contested throws, guys making yards after catch, and we just failed to accomplish both of those things. I think there was times where we had the opportunity to make a throw with a guy draped over us, or make a catch rather, and we didn't do it. And then there was times where we caught a ball and there's a defender right there, and it's a bang bang play, and it's a 4th and 3 or a 4th and 4 instead of a first down.
Hey, was that a reverse call?
That was, yeah. And so, that's something that's been a real successful play in the past, and was kind of a gutsy call in that time. But that's generally when it works the best, and there's just no execution with it.
What do you think after that call on that reverse play that you guys couldn't really capitalize on the downs after that?
Yeah, I think anytime you are dealing with losses, you're dealing with failure, is that the challenge is always to not let the past be predictive of the future, and so you deal with that. And so I think I think everyone could kind of feel the momentum of that drive, and everybody really was counting on getting points with that drive. And so when we did not, it was a lot to kind of come back from. And I thought the guys were able to fight and still continue to make efforts to get points, but I think that was a factor in the game.
As the execution issues piled up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
are you starting to press too much? Do you think that had things were getting out of hand?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's always the case. Is when things are not working, then there's guys that are given really great effort and trying and care so much, and are probably still crying in that locker room, and so then they start to try to take it into their own hands, and then the problems compound, And so there was definitely some of that, especially on defense today.
Blake obviously went
Yeah, I thought Blake played tough. I thought that there were some throws early in the game that were right on point, and I think they hit guys in the chest, and they would have been big plays. And going into the game, that was a huge factor in the game, or a huge goal in the game rather, is to make those throws and to make those catches. And there's a lot of zero coverage, and we wanted to attack that. And you know. When defensively and third downs and all of it kind of hit, we were taken out of that, unfortunately. And so I thought even with those drops, I mean Blake was fighting. There's times where he has to scramble, and he's making first downs and he's making yards that put us in manageable third downs. And so I thought he competed, competed really strong. So I just saw him. I was just talking to him, and he's frustrated and sad and disappointed like the rest of us. He had a bunch of guys around him, and so they were checking in on him and letting them know what they think of him. And so he's going to get looked at, and so we'll know kind of what becomes of him.
What was the shoulder, head?
I think they're looking at his head, but they're looking at his chest as well. Yeah.
Dave, was there anything TCU did differently? Y'all stopped them on those first two drives, and then they just seemed like they kind of got it going.
Yeah, there's a lot of formation into the sideline and then motion, and whether it would be one or two guys back to the field. And so, and then in that, then a lot of switch routes, either into the boundary or if they motion back to the field, the new passing strength switch routes there. And I think we lost our eyes quite a bit in all of that. And so we went from playing some match coverages to then zone coverages. We brought up the 3rd and 9 or the 3rd and 8 that they sat right down in front of our defender. And so it got to the point to whatever the answer was, their answer was better.
What will the message be to the team kind of going into senior day, last home game, all that stuff?
Yeah, another opportunity to compete. Our opportunity to play 4 quarters of our style of football is still out there. I think there's so many guys that have just, blood, sweat, and tears. I don't know how else to say it. And when you walk around that locker room, you see it, And so I know for them it just means so much. And you walk around with just all of this, inside of you. You want to find a way to kind of get it out, and you want to find a way to not live with it anymore. And so this game represents that for us. And so we need to be way hungry, way motivated, way focused, and way together. And it's going to take that. We're playing a really good team.